Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream today. Ron Nicoletti along with Brian Nato. It is Saturday. By the way, it is Breeders' Cup Saturday underway there at Keeneland Racecourse. But we have a pretty nice 12-race card here today, Brian. And we got a $100,000 gross jackpot guarantee in the Rainbow Six.
Yeah, after somebody hit it yesterday for a big score, I believe 169,000. So golf clap to you. We're going to have another big pool today. We started fresh right off the rip at 100,000. Ronnie will have a ticket in a little bit. Tough sequence today. Hope to see you out here as well. Obviously, firing at Keeneland and firing right here at Gulfstream, too.
Yeah, we got a lot to get to, so we'll go quickly to Brian's early pick 5 ticket this afternoon. And we got, of course, 3 of those today. No.
Yeah, 3 pick 4s.
3 pick 4s. You have a popular middle pick 4 today with that 12-race card. So go, let's see it.
$36. There are not many scratches today. I lost one of these interior races, though. We've got the single right off the rip in Classy Boy, so we'll start there. And then 2 deep in race 2. A replay of Starship Wizard and JP Cornetta coming up in race 3. The 6 Dixie Groove on top for Kathleen O'Connell, a first or 3 deep in the 4th with number 6 Cantillate on top for first time Jose D'Angelo. 4 deep in the get out leg, Honesto on top for me on a drop.
So that is very affordable, $36. Getting right into this first race, about 5 on the Topita Maiden, claiming 2-year-olds. Scratch the number 4, Midnight Getaway. Let's go with your horse that you singled in here, and that is the number 5, Classy Boy, who's dropping to this level today.
Yeah, I just think, you know, Ron, the drop in the 2 races that the Big Beast colt has run are just better than this group. The afternoon horses, the horses we've seen, have just not been very good, quite frankly. So it's now surprised that the 8 EJ's Way, a firster for Kelsey Danner, is taking money because other than Classy Boy, who should go off as a strong favorite, tough to trust anyone else in here.
Yeah, I did go with the horse you have in second on top, Kakari, who's turning back slightly after dueling for lead. Tired to finish third is the favorite, going 5.5 on the Topito. So a short turnaround, Victor Barboza Jr. With Jose Morelos outside draw today. Yeah. Race number 2 this afternoon is about 1.70 miles on the Topita. You're going to be hearing that a lot. Today we have, I think 10 races on the all-weather surface this afternoon. This is about 1.70 miles. His claim is 3 and up. Non-winners of 2 in life. 8,000. Scratch the outside horse, number 9, Rare Jewel. You got the number 2, Starship Wizard on top of your ticket.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at a replay here, and there's 4 of them coming out of the October 16th race in here. Good job, Bob. Thank you. Double blessings on point. Here's 40 Flash. Here's JP down inside. We can roll it, and Starship Wizard is the 8. And I thought, all things being equal and considered, Starship Wizard, when we get floated very, very wide entering the far turn, I thought this was a pretty strong run. And I think now that we're inside, Ronnie, because he broke in the outside stall on that last start, okay? I think now that we're inside, we should be able to save enough ground entering the far turn, hopefully on the first turn as well, that he can make up the difference, because it wasn't that much, and you're going to see him get floated out here. Double blessings are about ready to drop anchor here. He gets bumped out again even a little bit as JP Cornetta is sifting through, and he didn't have to go quite as wide. So hopefully that can help Starship Wizard turn the tables on a couple of these others in here. And Rothgar was really good winning, by the way, and he's in tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, 7-5 that day. I did go with the horse I see there that just ran second. You know, we have an exact, I think, flip-flop. That's JP Cornetta, who's cutting back slightly, rallied, as you just saw there, 4 wide to finish second, going 8.5. I like the work that Amador Sanchez done. Lionel Reyes, by the way, your horse trained by Cesar Figueroa. Yeah. He's 29% with horses making that second start after a similar type of layoff. Yeah. So,
good barn.
You know, I think those are the logical 2 in race number 2. Race number 3, hey, we're on the main track. 6 furlongs, maiden claiming fillies, 2-year-olds, $50,000 in here, and you went with the number 6 horse in here, and that's Dixie Groove from Kathleen O'Connell.
Yeah, I think it's significant Miguel lands here, right? I mean, that's always a positive. We've always got to see who he's riding, and Kathleen does a solid enough 16% with firsters, a daughter of Overanalyze. They only paid, I say only, they paid 20 for her as a 2-year-old, and they're running her for 50. Those are positive signs, Ron.
Yeah, you know, I went with I went with the number 5 horse in it. I'll start with Force of Sweetheart as a daughter of the lieutenant, debuting for Safi Joseph Jr. Slew a really steady workout showing over the Palm Meadows training track. The barn is 24% with debut maiden claimers. And I just thought that with Edgar Zayas up, who finally got 2,000 yesterday, will be in the saddle today. I thought this horse would run well. I just want to mention something about the horse we both have in second, Defendigal, who's another one from Kathleen O'Connell. Here's I found the stat with 2-year-olds making a 50% jump up in claiming price. She's 3 for 10, 30%, 40% in the money with a 3.28 return of investment. So this horse, taking that big jump up, you didn't really know what to do. Started at 25, ran okay second, now 50.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good angle for sure. And Kathleen, we just know how good she spots her stock as well.
Let's go to race number 4 this afternoon. And this one is about a mile into 16th on the Tapeta Maiden Claim is 3-year-olds and up, $12,500. No scratches in this race. And you went with the number 6, so did I, and that's Cantalate, who's now in the Jose D'Angelo bond. It's a $125,000 son of Arrogate, plunges today to the 12.5 level. You ever want to raise the red flag? Maybe it's now on the Tapeta face, special weight competition on the turf. Limited success before the barn change. Here's that stat I wanted to show you real quick. Jose D'Angelo, first after trainer switch, turf to Tapeta, 4 for 10, 40%, 60% in the money, 256 is the return of investment. So good numbers there.
It is. And you know what? This horse is 7-5 on the morning line. I don't really necessarily disagree with that. I just don't know. I don't think this horse has to win, Ron. He hasn't done any running in quite some time. We know how prolific Jose is, but you said it perfectly. Running for a $157 at Kentucky Downs. Here you can have him for 12.5. That is not ideal. Take it for what it's worth.
What about the 4, Freddie's Music?
Well, we got the replay, right, of Freddie's Music, and I thought this was a really, really strong run, and you're going to see him here. Here's Freddie's Music pressing the entire way, pressing a 30-1. The winner is Poetic Code, okay, and I get it. He's a lifetime maiden. He was 0 for 22. I understand that, but he broke through, and he broke through in a big way in here, and you got a golf clap for him finally getting it done. He was threatening. But you would think, Freddie's Music dueling with a 30-1, you kind of would have figured he was going to give it up here. I thought he held pretty well, Ron, and I think it's a better effort than maybe it looks, and I think it puts him in the mix against this kind of group, especially a favorite that, just maybe is a little vulnerable in here.
And that race right there was a mile and an eighth or 9 furlongs, so
that's
turning
true.
back to the mile and the 16th today. The number 7, Go Home Happy, stretching out around 2 turns on the all-weather after showing some late interest, sprinting on the dirt at the 12th level. More importantly, it's Eddie Plisa Jr. He's good with the stretch-out move, and here you're going to see Edgar Zayas in the saddle today, so maybe you give this horse a second look.
I agree. I mean, that in and of itself, because this horse seems to be a little bit off form.
Race number 5 this afternoon is about a mile 70 yards on the Tapeta. Claim is 3 and up. Non-winners of 2 races in life, 35 down to 25. 8 in the field, no scratches, jockey changes. This is where that ultra-popular middle pick 4 starts.
Yeah, absolutely, and it starts with a little bit of a tough puzzle in here, and you can see by our picks we're kind of, we are all over the place. There you go, right? 3 different top 3 picks. So I guess I'll start it with Ernesto, who's just taken a significant class drop in here, and I think that right in and of itself could wake him up. He's been very, very good. He's got figures that are as good, if not better, than anybody in here, and he gets a little weight with the 7-town apprentice Jaime Torres riding, who I can't say it enough. I've been very impressed with.
Yeah, and he's doing a good job. I had a little further number ticket. I did go with the number 4, Van Dusen, the British bred, debuting locally on the Tapeta and facing non-winners of 2 lifetime claimers after following his front-running 25 maiden score with a duel for the leading 5th. Now, was the odds-on choice that day against 25 starter optional claimers. That was going 7.5 furlongs on the Delaware turf. So I found a stat on Jonathan Thomas. Turf to all-weather surfaces, 6 for 18, 33%, 50% in the money, 155 is return investment just over the last couple of years. So this horse, they thought a lot of them that they sent them off as the odds-on choice. So figured I'd take a shot in there, Brian. The number 6 I'll touch on before you go to the 8. Valiant Avengers dropping to this condition claimer. Hit the board in one of 2 35 starter optional claimers going long on the Tapeta. Reason I wanted to mention is Ralph Nix is 28% with this type of layoff. Edgar Zayas at the control.
Yeah, I think this drop plays too. He's coming out of a very, very good race. We're going to see KC Chief tomorrow. He was so good winning his next start. Night Jumper that day was good for Kent Sweezy. Valiant Avenger you have to use on your horizontals in here.
I'm sorry, Brian. What about the number 8, Bad Bobby?
Well, he's been in good form, right? And they raised him up in class last time, and he didn't blink at all. Uncle Armando was the class dropper for Safi. I got Meteorito later as my long shot play of the day. He's coming out of what I feel is a very good live race.
Yeah, live race, and the apprentice Jason Huayas will be in the saddle. So we're going to take
No, No?
No, we're not. Got 12 today. I'm so used to having 11. So we'll go right to the sixth race this afternoon. And this one is about a mile and 16th on the Tapeta. 3 or 4 and up, non-winners of 3 in life. 12-5 down to $10,000. No scratches. Jockey changes. Big, full field of 10. And we both found number 6, Cadet Cora, who's dropping to the 12-5 level today.
That's the question, right? I mean, if he's still all right, he should beat this field because this is a sizable class drop. I think Rohan Crichton's starting to get a little traction after a slow start into this Sunshine Meet. Here's Miguel as well. I think clearly Cadet Courts is the horse to beat. He's probably going to be 7-8-5 in here.
And you went with the number 7, Eyes of a Champion. I have it in third. You have it second. Dropping to this level. It faced tough with some success before going to the sidelines back in August.
Well, that's the problem. We got the layoff here. They were state breds last time, too, and I'm just kind of wondering where's his form right now.
What do you do with the 3, Ghost and You? He's stretching out after following the victory at this distance, 2 starts back. He runs late, finishes third last time out. Oh, it's just a $250,000 son of Ghost Sapper.
Yeah, I don't really like him today. I got to fade him a little bit. He's slow on figures in here. He's looking up at Cadet Courts. He's even looking up at Eyes of Champion. And you know what, Safi and Edgar Zayas, they're so good. They're so good together. That means you get an underlaid price, too.
Yeah, let's take a short break now, and then we'll come back with my Rainbow 6 ticket. 12-race card today.
It's probably the most beautiful racetrack in the country, to be honest with you.
The background is just beautiful.
I love Gulfstream Park because of the grandstand and the racing.
The weather is beautiful. The facility is phenomenal.
The Gulfstream Championship Meet has become one of the top events of the year. You could come out on a Wednesday and see a future Preakness winner.
They're off in the Preakness. The Run Happy Santa Anita Derby.
Got the unique 6.5 down the hillside turf course.
A whole lot of great racing here in California.
And we're off.
We have all 3 surfaces here, the only racetrack in the country to have all 3 surfaces. Being close to the ocean, being surrounded by some of the greatest horses and riders in history, it's amazing.
It's the prettiest thing you've ever seen. There's no one else has a background like we do.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today, Ron and Brian. We're cruising through this 12-race card. Race number 7 is going to be a 5.5 furlongs, fast main track, maiden claiming 2-year-olds, 25,000. Field of 9 will quickly go to my Rainbow 6 ticket, $43.20. We'll talk about the 7th in a moment. 8th race, I like Grand David in there for a little bit of a price with the 2 cashier check. That's our feature race of the afternoon, the showing up for the 3-year-olds on the Tapeta. Race number 9, got lots of coverage, but looking at 4 Roses, my top pick. Race number 10, my single today is KC Chief, back with State Breds. I think that horse sort of jumps off the page against that level of competition. Race number 11, 3 deep. Katie's a Lady is my top pick. And in the last race, got my long shot today. It's the number 6, Owaka, who's run well sprinting at this level. But that was on the dirt, so trying to get a little bit of a price there in the last race. I think 8 or 10 to 1 on the morning line. So getting back to race number 7, Brian, I started it off with the number 6 horse in here, National Unity, who's going to the Claudio Gonzalez Bond after the claim and turning back after dueling for the lead and finishing third was the favorite, and that was going 3/4 of a mile. You know how good they are with new claims, so I put this one on top.
You hear us talk a lot when Miguel Vasquez gets on a horse, you got to pay attention. When Claudio Gonzalez claims a horse, you got to pay attention to, because this is a barn 23, 24% in general off the claim. And, you know, since Claudio got his footing now, it took him a little while to get acclimated as, you know, champion trainer up in Maryland, Mid-Atlantic. Since he's gotten going down here, he's really gotten going, and anything he claims, typically he moves up. This horse was favored last time for the Cassie barn and is a huge threat right back. You're playing this Rainbow, you got to have him.
Charlie Lightning's going to try the main track for the first time.
You know what? This horse was 6-5 on debut for Dave Fox, and Dave's not a guy that's going to fire a lot on debut. And I know he didn't do any running. He did have a rough start that day. He was pace compromised. Rohan Crichton's going to claim him. That's a 37% move. Rohan's got 2 in here. Amicio Jaramillo gets aboard the 7. Take it for what it's worth. I expect a lot more out of this horse today, and I hope an alert beginning as well.
Well, there's another trainer with 2 horses in this race, and that's Claudio Gonzalez. He has the 9 LD Leo, who's dropping to the 25 level after tracking the pace, failing to fire against those 50 maidens, going 7. That was in the slump that day. Found the stat I wanted to show you with Claudio Gonzalez. 50% drop in claiming price when he runs horses on the dirt. Look at this stat, 72 for 233. You know, this guy does a lot of dropping horses down. 31% still, 65% in the money. And that's a positive return of investment if you don't want to believe it, $1.68.
Yeah, you could work overtime finding stats on Claudio. He's Stat Boy's dream because you can just, he starts so many horses and most of the stats are good and you can unearth some nuggets like that we've done. I've used him a lot, claiming routing and all that kind of stuff. He's so good. 233
class droppers over the last 5 years. So, feature race time is race number 8 in here, and we're cruising right along. Mile 70 on the Tapeta 3-year-olds, $70,000. I like Grand David in here. Brian, do you put your ticket together? Did you use that one?
Yeah, we got 12 bucks on this ticket, so we're not going to go that deep here. And I did use Grand David 3 deep here. The single, my best bet of the day, looking for roses. We got a replay coming up. Back-to-back 68s, and those are the orders too. 6-8 Media Radio. My long shot play of the day. Let's get out in the finale with a 54 Candy Arcade on top for Jorge Delgado. I got a feeling Jorge's not here today.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure about that.
Dueling long shots once again. I like that in the last race, so I got to walk. Grant David is back locally after his 3-race win streak on the Tapeta ended when he tried the grass. What are you showing here with 7:30? July 30th.
Oh, yeah, I'm just showing how good he was. That's really, I mean, this was a dominant performance. This is a stakes race. This is the Bears' Den, and you're going to see here, you know, he's not looping alone on the lead here. He had to work for it, and as we'll show you later today with some of the graphics from Horse Racing Nation, this is not the path to victory routing on the Tapeta. So he's not only doing it, he's doing it the hard way, Ronnie, and I just thought this was a huge, impressive performance. They took him to the Virginia Derby. Okay, got beat up a little bit there. I understand that. That's a really tough spot, but the fact that Victor Barboza Jr. brings him up there shows the confidence he has in this horse. Well, you know what? He's back today. He's with his friends today. He's on the Tapeta today. He's 3 for 6 on that surface.
Yeah, all his lifetime wins are on the Tapeta, so I like him. Yeah, I just want to mention really quickly the number 2 cashier check, another from Victor Barboza Jr. in here. He's making his stakes debut after hitting the board in the 8th time in 8 races on the Tapeta. So you want to go horse for course play. 8 starts, 2 wins, 4 seconds. 2/3. What'd you see with the 1 Bullet Force? I didn't know what to do with this horse. I kept going from 2nd to 3rd, ended up 4th.
The only thing I'm going to say is that it's first time Jorge Delgado. He's never been on an all-weather surface, and obviously there's spots for this horse. He runs them today in a stakes race. He's down inside. He can save a lot of ground. We mentioned yesterday Carlos Rojas down from the Mid-Atlantic. He's had success riding for Jorge Delgado. I got to believe, Ronnie, those races, I know they weren't at the top tracks lately, but you see a Newmarket, you see a York in there. I got to believe this horse has a little class to him.
Let's go to race number 9 this afternoon, mile 70 on the Tapeta Maiden Special Weight to 2 years. You got your best bet and single in here with the number 4, Looking for Roses.
So we'll show the replay, okay? Don't forget now, Suarte, the 2, is out. Looking for Roses is here. He's the 7. Suarte's out. He was a scratch. Southern Dream is the 3. He draws in. Take note of that. Brooklyn guys down inside. We'll roll it here. Thank you, Bob. And, well, where's Looking for Roses, Ronnie? He's nowhere.
Right.
He's coming in. Yeah, no, he's. Don't forget, the Ramses had a couple in here for Safi that day. Looking for Roses is not in your picture. He's looping out the back. They're going a good clip, and I know Suarte held 2nd in this race. So you can, you know, look for him when he comes back. He's not here today. He's scratched out. But Looking for Roses is going to be wide. I thought maybe he had a light bulb moment in this race where he finally figured out, you know what, I'm supposed to be a racehorse here. I got to get going. He's going to drop out of the picture. And then all of a sudden, he's going to be coming hard, Ronnie, and he makes up a lot of ground. It was a speed race. Early runners that day were 1-2. So this is a big effort. Here he comes, and he is gobbling up ground while getting floated a little bit by Suarte. Yeah. I got to believe he puts it all together today. We've mentioned Safi, too, 29% second out maidens.
Yeah, I mean, I got that one on the top, just to mention. I want to mention now with the scratch this Suarte that the number 13, Southern Dream, gets in, and I think you have to take a look at this horse. He gets off the also eligible list, but look at his race. He was 4th, and that was an ambitious special weight debut, going mile in the 16th or 8.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. This horse ran very well. Luca Panici's now is going to ride the 9 horse in the Tapett's direction, and Emma Cial is sticking sticking with Pedro Garcia's horse on the outside. Think a horse, I saw you added him too. I thought that was a good thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, Looking for Roses just nailed him on the line last time, and so he comes out of that race where he ran very, very well. He's going to have to work on that outside draw today, though.
Let's go to race number 10 this afternoon, and this one is a mile and a 16th allowance. Optional claimant for state bred 3 and ups. Optional claiming price is $20,000. Scratch the 3 Farm Boy. I like a horse a lot in this race, and here it's my best bet, my single in the Rainbow 6. That's KC Chief. I'll tell you why. The number 4 faces state-bred competition for the first time after using his speed to defeat $75,000 open optional claimers going a mile into 16th on the Tapeta for Ruben Gracida. I want to show you a jock trainer stat with Ruben Gracida and MSCL Jaramillo over the past 2 years. They're 5 for 9, 56%, 67% of the money in some redonkulous ROI of 1691.
He used it. It's Breeders' Cup Day. We got 12 here at Gulfstream. We can use redonkulous today. That is a big stat.
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier how good he was. I think I said he was tomorrow. Obviously, here he is front and center right here. He's very dangerous.
You went with the number 6. That's your long shot today.
We'll see what we get on Meteorito. I'm not sure if we're getting 6-1. It's a class drop. He ran so well last time. He was my long shot last time. They bet him down to 5-2. They like to play this horse. Aubrey Mirage has done a good job with this horse. Now we're back routing, second time back routing. I think you better look out here.
The number 8 Stat is stretching out slightly after stalking the pace, finishing second against Similar, going to mile 70. It's Safi. He's got his go-to jock, Edgar Zayas, looking to sit that trip behind the hot pace expected between that KC Chief. And I think J.P. Hellish is going to be right there getting interested early.
Yeah, so you and I are kind of on polar opposites here. You're going with the speed as KC Chief. I'm thinking it might come back a little bit.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a rain there. Yeah, but the sun's out. I don't think it'll affect anything.
Hard stuff much later.
That is race number 10. Let's go to race number 11 this afternoon. This one is a mile and 70 yards about distance on the Tapeta, claiming fillies. 3-year-olds are 4 and up, non-winners of 3 in life, or a race since May 5th. $35,000. Scratch the number 7, La Casta. And you have the number 6 in here, Pearlescent, right on top of your ticket.
Yeah, it's a drop for Liz Dobles. You know, we got the layoff out of the way last time, and it was a long layoff, too. So I think now, second off, on the drop, coming out of Ronnie, a really, really live race, too. Back-to-back repeat winners in that race. So I think Pearlescent, it's go time today.
I got a 6-1 on top, and it's the 5, Katie's a Lady. Drop it to the 35 level after the promising Tapeta debut in which she dueled for lead. She finished third. That was a 75 optional claimer at the distance for Kathleen Edgar Perez. Thought this was a logical player in here. I like where this horse is spotted, and I hope I get somewhere around 4 or 5-1.
Well, you know what? I don't really see a huge favorite in this race, Ron, and it should be a great betting race. And you know, you're kind of doing what I'm doing. You're second off the layoff here. You and I can't speak enough about the job Kathleen O'Connell does.
And the number 3, Spectacular Gal, is returning from the layoff, looking to recapture the form she displayed, reeling off 3 consecutive victories against this level of competition before coming up empty against those optional claimers. 75 types in July for Safi. Look at his bullet work, 47 flats. So it looks like they got this horse's focus on winning today.
I think that's it. It's go time today, okay? You better fire.
You know, it's just a good race. You mentioned Elizabeth Dobles with Pearlescent. So we'll go to the last of our 12 races on the card today. Of course, Breeders' Cup, that is action up and down all over. This one about 5.5 on the Tapeta. Maiden claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. And Brian, I went with the number 6 in here, Waka. And this one, you look at, run well sprinting against this level of competition. Now, I know that was on the dirt. Debuts on the Tapeta, first start since setting the pace and finishing second against special weight runners going 6 furlongs. That was on the Thistledown made track for owner-trainer Anthony Cordolero with Sean Bridgman in the saddle. And we remember this horse running here back at this level for the one and only Fausto Gutierrez. So I'm taking a little bit of a shot. I think, what is it on the line? Let's see, 8-1 on the line.
Yeah, good to see Sean Bridgman back. He's been here for a week or so now, and we know him quite well. And, this is the type of race. Is this your long shot? Or
yeah,
not?
This is my long shot.
Yeah. So this is the type of race. And, we'll run the Breeders' Cup Classic. You can stick around, play the finale here if you need to get out, because it's a race where I think if you need to get out on the day, this might be it for you.
And what about your top pick, the number 5? And this one is Candy Arcade. Yeah, I faded this horse. Yeah. You probably got the logical one, trying maiden special weight, dropping right down.
It's a good race because you don't have to like this horse. I landed on her. I don't love her. She ran okay last time, and now all of a sudden she's in for a quarter. So there are some mixed signals second off the layoff, too. We'll see what we get today. But, you know, it's kind of a put up or shut up kind of move for her.
And the 4, Crazy Passion, wheeling back after returning from the layoff to finish that second, 5 wide that day against this level and distance. So Amador Sanchez, Edgar Perez, the controls. Amador Sanchez, one of these trainers, you got to keep an eye on. Once he gets out, he'll start reeling them off.
Hey, Ronnie said it perfectly. It's coming. We don't know when, because remember how good he was during the championship meet. He really cooled down during the Royal Palm meet. It's coming. Try to get on in front of it.
Yeah, I think he went out to California
Yes.
with some horses there, and you know, he had that. I think his main stable, of course, will be here during the winter,
For sure.
and he can run well. So that's the 12 for us. We're going to go quickly to the lightning round because I know a lot of people are also watching the races from Keeneland and the lightning round this afternoon. How did we start it?
We've got in time, and we got a nice little double here because Miss U Ella runs down Omi Cheadle, and that's the segue. This is the stakes yesterday in the Cellar Shiraz, so we'll show you this, and then we're going to show you a lot more, and she's the 3. I thought Omi Cheadle was down the road here. I played her. Who's on Miss Ella, Ronnie? I think that's the other side of this story here.
Yeah, that's that guy. What's him called? Edgar Zayas that got 2,000. Of course, I was teasing him a little bit yesterday. It took him about a week to get it. Not only did he had 5 seconds by, I think all told, they might have added up to a length loss, you know. So he finally got his excellent rider, and he came right back and got another one. There it is, Edgar Zayas on 2,000 wins. There's his lovely wife and all his children. So it's great. And the one and only Victor Sanchez. Billy Badgett, he's always there.
Our best and long shot. Am I right off the rip here? Best bet today for me is, oh, that's right. Looking for Rose is Safi, second time out.
Yeah, logical one. My best bet this afternoon. I like this horse today, KC Chief, facing state-bred runners. Your long shot?
Yeah, my long shot is going to be Meteorita. We're going to see. I'm using that term loosely. They do like to bet this horse.
I'm in the last race today, of course, with Oaxaca. It's a town in, or whatever you call those things, in Mexico. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Or like a city or whatever they call it, that region. Yeah, so, I just hope we can get these 2 long shots home. You had a great one yesterday. Paid what?
$38.
$38. I hope you were on the Brian bandwagon yesterday. You did all right. What else we got?
Well, we got tomorrow. You see, loaded. It's not a stakes race, only because it's not a stakes race in name. Otherwise, it is. It's an absolutely awesome race tomorrow. It's the 6 Tango. Or Jack Sisterson's here, but we're going to show you, Ronnie. How can we not show Lamplighter Jack?
Yeah, Lamplighter Jack. This horse is so tough. He loves to win. You know, just on here, and he just almost gets dragged. You know, caught by Lorem in, but I thought it was an excellent race, and you see how he runs in there. Just a game as can be.
You got the Grade 1 stakes place, Tango. Kentucky Pharaoh is here, both of them for Jack Sisterson. It's a loaded race. They all have to run down like they always do, Lamplighter Jack.
Hey, you need some help on the Breeders' Cup races this afternoon? We got something that's absolutely free, the Breeders' Cup wagering guide that they put together and do a fantastic job. It's all the people, of course, involved in First Bet and Express Bet.
We're all in there. We've got some opinions. One of my big ones, I just got $4.76 to place on one of my big ones.
There you go.
Annapolis for me is my big play.
$38 yesterday, $4.70 to place today. That's the story of Brian's handicapping over the last month or so. So good luck with all your picks. First race in a little while, we're going to turn it over to Darren Gagne. He's going to give you all the scratches, jockey changes. We're going to have a fun day this afternoon. Come back and join us.
The industry has a few things that we have to take care of better, and one was the aftercare of the horses.
If we did nothing, these horses would end up in very bad places. That can't happen.
We have a social responsibility to make sure that thoroughbred aftercare is also #1 on the list.
The cost could be the entire industry. We have to take care of these horses.
I remember that meeting at Belmont Park. It was a dream.
It's different than any other program that was put into place.
It is a first line of defense for those who are concerned about what happens to the equine athlete after he's done racing.
We started with some 21 organizations across the country, and now we're up to over 82 facilities throughout the country and giving away almost just under $25 million.
It's the one shining accomplishment that we have that we can point to say we really do love our horses.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Gulfstream Park in Hallandale Beach, Florida, where it's 82 degrees for racing today. Partly cloudy. We got sunshine and clouds out there right now. We have had a little bit of rain so far today, but not a tremendous amount, and should not affect our afternoon here at Gulfstream Park today. Again, 82 degrees and cloudy and part sunshine as well here. The main track is listed as fast. We have main track racing in races 3 and 7 today. Let's take a look at the changes and corrections on today's racing program. In the first race, number 1, Armor Piercing, is 1 pound over. And number 4, Midnight Getaway, is scratched. Race 1, scratch number 4, Midnight Getaway. First race, of course, starts the early pick 5. Second race, scratch number 9, Rare Jewel. Race 2 started the 50-cent early pick 4, scratch number 9. No changes in race number 3. Fourth is clear as well. We have a middle pick 5 starting in race number 5, 50-cent pick 4 wagering correction. Pick 4 starts in race number 5, so 3 pick 4 wagers today. No changes in the 5th. Sixth race is clear as well. Seventh race today, 1 pound over for number 4, Facing. That's in race number 7, the 4 Facing, 1 pound over. No changes in race number 8, the featured event today, the $70,000 Showing Up Stakes. Race 8 starts a late pick 5, no changes. Ninth race started the 50-cent late pick 4. A couple of changes in race 9. Scratch number 2, Suerte. And jockey change in number 9, Tappett's Direction. Make the jockey Luca Panici. In race number 10 today, number 3, Farm Boy, is out. 10th race, scratch number 3. Eleventh race, number 7, La Costa, is scratched. Race 11, scratch the 7. And in the 12th and final, currently no changes for race number 12. Getting set for a very good Saturday program here, and $100,000 gross jackpot guarantee in the Rainbow 6 here today at Gulfstream Park. 20-cent Rainbow 6 wagering starts in race number 7. It's also Breeders' Cup Saturday here. We have all the action from the Breeders' Cup at Keeneland, and again, great 12-race program here at Gulfstream Park, and post time for the first race, 20 minutes away.